Rockets are on a 16-game winning streak, defeating the Oklahoma City Thunder 122-112. Now the question everybody's asking, have the Rockets surpassed the Golden State Warriors? Now the Rockets have a 16-game winning streak. They're number one in the West. They're leading the Golden State Warriors by half a game. I understand, guys. I understand the feelings that people are getting. The Houston fans, they want to be solidified. They want to be stamped to be the number one seed in the Western Conference. They want to be known as the number one team in the NBA, point blank, period. It's time to give us our respect, give us our just due. And all that makes sense to me. And for the regular season, right now their record indicates they're the best team in the NBA. Now, when it comes to playoff time and winning a championship, that remains to be seen because they have to prove it in the postseason. We've seen this time and time again with the Rockets. They have a great record. And, last year they got bounced by the San Antonio Spurs. A couple years ago, but when they had Dwight Howard, they got bounced by the Portland Trailblazers inexplicably. They just have to prove it in the postseason because here's the thing about history. If you ignore history, you're doomed to repeat it. And if we ignore the fact that for some reason in the postseason sometimes James Harden kind of falters, then we're doomed to repeat it once again. Now this is a completely different team, different Houston team, and they have Chris Paul now who could handle the ball, score, create for you. You have James Harden who could create for you as well. So they have two guys that really could create off the bounce, which are very elite at it, that we've never really seen before. So that makes sense why they're getting all these high-quality shots. They're, what they did to Oklahoma City Thunder was just unfair, how they were just breaking them down off the dribble. OKC's defense was in a disarray. And it makes sense for people to feel like, okay, we should favor them to win a title. It all makes sense. It all makes sense until we get to the Golden State Warriors and what they bring to the table. And a lot of people are forgetting this, and this is why I bring up history. When you're saying, oh, well, Houston Rockets have elite talent, they have two guys that can score the basketball and be playmakers and stuff like that, and that would be tough for Golden State. This is something that Golden State has seen 3 years in a row. Or we could say 2 years because Kyrie got injured. Golden State Warriors have been to the NBA Finals 3 years in a row. They faced Kyrie Irving and LeBron James. They had a 3-1 lead, blew that against Kyrie Irving and LeBron James, and they just whooped them this last year. They've seen this before. They've seen this scenario before. They've seen a team with two elite superstars, and they've seen how they've seen this before. It's not like, they've never seen a James Harden before. They've seen somebody better than James Harden and LeBron James. It's not like they've never seen a Chris Paul before. They've seen something similar to that in Kyrie Irving. So they know how to handle a situation like this. A lot of people are saying, well, the Houston Rockets have two elite point guards, that ball handlers that can handle the ball. And I was just thinking to myself, wait. And they said that the Golden State Warriors only have one in Steph. So I'm thinking to myself, wait. Kevin Durant is not an elite ball handler. He can't handle the ball. He's not a great playmaker. So Warriors only have one playmaker, and the Rockets have two. Like, guys, what are we smoking here? What is it? Dust? Is it hair? Is it coke? Like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing here? You guys are saying that the Rockets have two elite playmakers, and the Warriors only have one. So before this winning streak of the Rockets, everybody was saying how it's not fair. Golden State has 4 stars, 4 guys that can make plays for you. Now you're saying they only have one. And I said, oh, well, it's breaking down off the dribble, so KD can't break you down off the dribble. Come on, guys. And then this goes to show you another thing as well. Now you're telling me that the pairing of James Harden and Chris Paul is better than the pairing of LeBron James and Kyrie Irving. So you think those two are more talented than LeBron James and the Kyrie Irving pairing? If you say yes to that, I could understand your argument. But if most people, like in my case, would say, no, LeBron James and Kyrie Irving is a better duo than CP3 and James Harden, then that leads you to believe Golden State can handle what Houston's going to throw at them. And that's the thing that people don't want to understand or own up to. It's not that we're saying that Houston Rockets don't have talent. It's not that we're saying that Houston Rockets are title contenders. That's not a problem for me at all to say none of that. But here's the thing we're not understanding. This is not something that Golden State Warriors haven't seen. It would be one thing to say, like, okay, the Warriors have to go against the 2001 Lakers. They have to deal with a Shaquille O'Neal. They've never played against Shaq or nothing. Makes sense for us to panic. They've seen two guys that could go off for 30 and 40 and guys that could rattle off assists and get triple doubles. They've seen that before. And herein lies the problem with Houston being your favorite to win the title. If they face off against Golden State Warriors, what's going to happen is, and I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. They're going to double Harden and get the ball out of his hands. They're going to force Clint Capella to make an outlet pass or make a decision. Now, can you trust Clint Capella to make those decisions throughout the NBA playoffs? Or NBA, wherever they meet them in the round, if they meet them. Can you trust Clint Capella to make those good decisions? Roll to the basket and score, or kick out for a three? See, you're putting a lot of pressure on a guy that's never really had to make those decisions make it. Okay, we take Clint Capella out. Let's just say they do hack Clint Capella like OKC did. Can you trust PJ Tucker to make those decisions? When James Harden is not on the floor, and you have Chris Paul on the floor being a floor general, when they double Chris, which they will, and he has to hit the roll man, will he be able to get the ball consistently over the length of Golden State? Will he be able to consistently make those plays? Will he be able to consistently hit the roll man? And the roll man has to make that decision. And that's the difference between Golden State and the Rockets. Golden State has a Draymond Green that knows how to make those decisions. They have KD that can make decisions. Stephen Curry that can make decisions. Klay Thompson that knows how to make the right decision under pressure, under duress. Houston has shown us this regular season is piece of cake. We're doing it. We're balling. We're killing it. But when it's time to make those decisions under duress, what's going to happen? And that's what happened to the Rockets last year. It wasn't like James Harden forgot how to play basketball last year. The Spurs all of a sudden started taking those decisions out of James Harden's hands and putting it in somebody else's hands, and it messed up. The whole thing got derailed. They stopped fouling. They didn't reach or nothing like that, and James Harden stopped getting those free throws. And that's just like the ultimate thing people have to understand about the playoffs. It's a different animal. And I understand Houston has proved they can win and this, that, and the third. And they're balling. You know, they're a great team. But you just can't simply say this regular season is saying, hey, they got what it takes to completely defeat the Warriors. The Warriors have seen this before. And LeBron James, Kyrie Irving, to me, a more lethal duo, because LeBron finished at the hoop, make all these crazy passes, and the Cavs have had shooters for 3 years, so they've seen what it is like to have shooters. And the Warriors have better decision makers. And to me, James Harden and CP3 versus Steph and KD, people are saying like now James Harden it's a coin flip between James Harden and Kevin Durant. What are you smoking? Like, geez, what are you doing? What are you smoking? What is it that you're absolutely smoking to think that James Harden all around is better than KD? It's just like, I understand the arguments, guys, but we just have to call a spade a spade. Warriors have seen this before. Warriors have the most talent, and they're going to take the ball out of those guys' hands eventually. And can you trust PJ Tucker to go 4 for 4 from 3? Can you trust Gerald Green to go 4 for 4 or 5 for 5? Or Clint Capella to not have turnovers when he has to roll with the ball? That's just the bottom line. Like, it's the others for the Rockets that I'm concerned about. Because right now everything looks good, but when it's playoff time, palms get sweaty. Things change. Things change. And that's what's scary. And I'm not a hater at all. Like, I would love to see a 7-game series, Rockets, Warriors, Game 7 on the Rockets floor. I like adversity. I love it, and I love the chain of events. I like it to be stirring and dramatic and thematic. But here's the thing. If I'm the Rockets, I relinquish this number 1 seed business. Because if they get the number 1 seed, I will relinquish this number 1 seed business. Because if the Rockets get the number 1 seed and they lose before they get to the Warriors, that's going to be an all-time collapse. Like, that's going to be something of epic proportion. And Chris Paul has already been a part of a 3-1 collapse with the Clippers when they were up 3-1 against the Rockets. And James Harden basically, he lost his game somewhere down the line against San Antonio. But if they get the number one seed and they struggle in the playoffs, or let's just say they get the number one seed and they lose to Golden State in a weird collapsible fashion, all this talk that you guys have been saying, and all the knocks that they've been saying about the Houston Rockets, first will be true, and all the talk that everybody's been saying about how their playoff contender will go down the drain. So my thing for the Rockets is they should be unassuming. They should come into it like, all right, we don't want no one to see. Let the Warriors get the number one seed. All the pressure is gonna be on them to make it to another finals. Because if the Rockets go with the number one seed, they're gonna have we're gonna expect so much of them. If they don't deliver, even if it's like they win by 2, we're gonna be like, see, they're not that great of a team. But if they come in the second seed, it's like, okay, well, Golden State's supposed to do this. So if we beat them, it's just gonna look much better on our part. We're gonna have to get all the credit. But if they go into it number one seed, all these expectations, and they don't deliver, then it's over. Like that whole Daryl Morey experiment is gonna be a wrap, and the knocks on Mike D'Antoni are gonna be true. But I love this. I like the debate. I love everything about this right now. This season, a 16-game win streak. I love how people are excited about it because this is what I want. I want people to be excited about the season. Everybody was just like, "Oh, Golden State, Golden State." But when the Rockets came out of the woodwork, and then you still have the Cavs who could get to the NBA Finals, it like draws opposition, and that's what I like to see in basketball. You don't want it to be like a foregone conclusion. But I have to tell you guys, do your history. Has Golden State seen 2 playmakers before that could handle the ball and score the basketball? Yes. Does Golden State Warriors have the best duo, the tandem out of the 2 teams, Rockets and the Warriors? Yes. Do the Golden State Warriors have a big 4? Do the Rockets have 2? Yes. So it's just like, have the Golden State Warriors been successful in the postseason? Yes. Rockets haven't really gone to the upper echelon yet. So till they beat the champ, to become the champ, you got to beat the champ. So they got to beat these guys first before we start jumping all crazy and everything like that. 7-game series, they got to beat them, or they got to go to the NBA Finals in some way. The Golden State Warriors just get knocked out or whatever. That's my thoughts on that.